the mountain of Zins.
Couple coffees here.
We gotta rep Duncan. We're in fucking Boston, kid.
Duncan, my guy.
My name is Austin Tucker, and I'm on a mission to find the best come-up stories in the world. Everyone talks about success, but no one talks about the in-between. The mess, the risk, the doubt. I'm here for the people who made it anyway and are willing to tell their stories, honest, unpolished, and real. These are the Breakout Bunch.
Welcome to
Just
my
welcome?
work
Just
working
welcome.
project.
All right. So the premise here, the whole idea is, I guess I gotta wear a hat forward too, because I'm repping the brand.
Breakout.
We're motivating the youth by sharing stories of come-ups.
Okay.
So we're gonna start first job. What were we doing? What were the struggles? When did that shift in your head go where it was I'm fucking done working a 9 to 5 and we're gonna do something big with our life?
Yep.
And then the struggles of the start, when things started working, and then kind of just go from there. The conversation just kind of flows. So the way I look at it is we're on a date, and what do I want to know about you?
Not speed dating. We're on a real date.
We're on a real date. We're on a 45-minute date.
Okay.
And the fun after happens, but
Yep.
I
got to put in the work. Mm-hmm. To close.
All right. I like this. There we
We
go.
get comfortable.
Yeah, you get comfy.
Just these bad boys.
Oh, you just moved the camera. Don't step too far. Or don't step too hard.
Big stepping. These chairs suck.
Yeah, this is. I can't wait to get out of this, but you better lock in for the ride, bud.
All right, locked in. They're locked in.
All right. We are here with Mr. Ladas in the middle of renovation household that he just bought. He got a 2-family house, Weymouth, Massachusetts.
Yes, sir.
Top real estate agent in Massachusetts for sure.
I try.
I mean, it's definitely self-proclaimed.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
But he's the best that I know, so that's all that matters.
I'm the best that I know too. I don't know a lot of people. It's great. Yeah, it's a work in progress, but we're about a month into renovations and it's coming out okay.
This is our second investment property.
Second one.
Big deal. So where'd this all start? What was your first job?
Well, first job was at a golf course when I was very young. Then a step-up job from that was restaurant industry. Worked at a restaurant for about 10 years. Then, after graduating college, I got a big boy job.
Big boy job.
Yeah, so I went into the business management development program at a company called Enterprise Holdings. Sounds super fancy.
They rent cars, don't they?
There we go.
Yeah.
So this is actually a company, you guys might know it, Enterprise Rent-A-Car. So they had a really good management training program out of college. I didn't know what I wanted to do. My buddy Dylan worked there. Shout out Dylan. Thanks, bro. Got me an interview. Crushed the interview, and I was there probably 5-ish years, 4 or 5 years.
What were you making?
Started off making 40 grand, working 40 hours a week, but I was really working 50-ish hours a week, so then I would get overtime. So I worked as much as possible. It was tough.
Big boy money.
Yeah, big boy money.
So, how old are you at this time?
So fresh out of college, I must have been 21, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 21. Started off as a trainee. I was there, can I swear?
You can swear.
Can I say bitch?
Oh, you can do
I was
whatever
there,
you want.
bitch. They made me do everything that I didn't want to do, all the stuff that the managers didn't want to do, I had to do. Basically, that's where I officially learned how to sell. So you go to rent a car, you have the guy with the iPad there, walks you out to your car, and he goes, all right, Austin, what do you want to do for coverage today? Coverage? You mean coverage? Well, in case something happens to the car, don't you want to protect it? Not really, my credit card does that. Well. So I learned how to overcome a bunch of objections there. I was the guy trying to sell you insurance on your car rental and trying to upsell you to a more expensive car because I would get paid, not really commission off it, I would get graded on my upgrades, my insurance sales, and that would lead me to eligibility for a promotion.
And that promotion is probably a couple extra bucks an hour.
a couple extra bucks.
Work your
an
ass
hour.
off, make them thousands, and then you get a small couple grand a year.
Yeah, and I actually moved up the ladder very quickly.
Okay.
I wasn't the golden boy, but I was close to it.
You're silver at best.
Yeah.
I mean, you
I
are
was
the silver
definitely
fox.
silver.
The silver fox is real.
And real estate has made it white. I'm no longer silver.
Yeah.
I went straight to white.
You're going platinum, man. You're natural platinum.
And it's natural. That's the biggest thing. Like I'm at the stores and there's all these old ladies. They're like, "Oh my God, I love your hair. Do you dye your hair?" Like, no, ma'am. That's 100% natural.
No. It's stress. It's pure stress.
Honestly, at this point, a little bit, but the stress is worth it.
Super worth it. So you went from enterprise direct into real estate?
Direct into real estate, yeah.
So what made you shift? Because obviously, I feel like a lot of people just go, real estate's the way to make money.
Yep.
And it doesn't work for a lot of people. But like, what was your headspace like when you were like, I'm going to change this?
Well, I was a branch manager at Enterprise. I was 24 years old. I was managing a fleet of over 500 cars, and I was managing 20-something employees. Most of the employees were like 40 plus. So they have this 24-year-old kid writing them up when they're late, telling them, "Oh, you can't do X, Y, and Z." It was like a lot of arguments with employees because they just didn't take me seriously because I was a kid. And I was like, this sucks. Like, I don't want to do this. I had a boss who's like, "Why aren't you doing X, Y, and Z?" So I think when I was 24, I think I found Grant Cardone. I think that was the guy. And a lot of people hate Grant. They think he's like over the top or whatever. And he is over the top, but
you have to be.
Oh my God, you have to be. If you're just an average person, like everyone wants extraordinary results, but they don't want to be extraordinary. Like it's in the name, extraordinary. So I saw what he was doing. I think I saw like a Facebook ad or something. He was like, "This is how I made $1 billion off real estate," whatever it was. And then that led me down the rabbit hole to finding Bigger Pockets. So Bigger Pockets is like a big community where senior investors talk about everything real estate. They have books, they have podcasts. If you guys watch and don't know Bigger Pockets, look them up. Great way to get started in real estate. So I started down that path, and I was like, I was renting a bedroom in an apartment in Winthrop at the time. So this is Boston. There's a small peninsula called Winthrop east of Boston. So it's the easternmost part of the Boston area. Pain in the ass to drive out of, but beautiful beach town.
Let's be honest, Boston's a pain in the ass to drive anywhere.
And it gets worse and worse, man. It's so brutal.
Yeah, it's rough.
This house is great. We're like 15, 12-ish miles from Boston, 45 to an hour to get there. So I don't tell anyone, "Oh, I'm 45 minutes from Boston." I tell everyone, "Oh, I'm like 12, 15 miles from Boston." And then they get here and they're like, "Why does it say 55 minutes to get downtown?"
Yeah.
Welcome to Boston. Take the commuter rail. It's great.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Yeah, the transit system here is horrible too. They just keep making the trains slower and slower. When I lived here, it was great at first, then I realized I can literally walk faster than the train.
Yep. You can. You can't drive faster than the train.
You can't.
You're sitting in traffic and you see the train go by.
Yeah.
And it's brutal. You've been in New York. New York's great. It's on a grid system, right? Boston, it looks like someone took a bunch of wet spaghetti and threw it at the map, and they're like, "These are the roads we're going to follow." That's
what it feels like.
Yeah, it's brutal. But I digress. So Grant Cardone, Bigger Pockets, and I'm renting this bedroom for like $1,200 a month. This is back in 2016, 17, probably 2016, 17-ish, 18, right? Yeah, whatever, 18. And I wake up one morning after going through the whole Bigger Pockets, Grant Cardone thing, and I'm like, I'm paying $1,200 for a room to a landlord, and my $1,200 is going towards their mortgage. Why can't I be the landlord? Why can't I be the one collecting rent like all these other people are doing? So I literally called my mom that day. And I was like, "Mom, can I move back home? I want to buy a house." She was like, "What?" Like, yeah, of course you can, but like, where is this coming from? So shout out to my parents. You guys are the best. Like, super supportive. So I moved back home. 12 to 18-ish months, I want to say.
What was like your ego like in that time? Like moving back home with the parents is like, I feel like huge step back to most people.
It is. I have a lot of friends who are in finance, who are in private equity, nightlife, like promoting. So I have all these friends making 200 plus K a year, and they have like these sick, maybe not penthouses, but they're all living in the city. I'm living in Winthrop on the outskirts of the city. So I just swallow my pride because I'm like, all right, I'm from the South Shore. So I'm about 45 minutes south of Boston. And I had to move all the way back home. I was working at Enterprise at Logan Airport at the time when I moved back home, before I was managing that big branch. And I was commuting from Kingston, Mass, which is right next to Plymouth, 45 minutes to Boston. But since I was at the airport, we're basically a 24-hour shop. So I would leave my house 3, 4 in the morning to get there between 4 and 5, depending on my shift.
For 40 grand.
For 40 grand. I think I was making like closer to 60 at the time because I was an assistant manager at that point. But still, 60 grand. And I was driving a Mustang at the time. And it was snowing, obviously, every winter. So it would take me even longer in the snow to get to Boston. So that was fun. But yeah, I had to swallow my pride. And I was like, this is what I want. I know I want this because I'm looking at the long term. And I'm like, all right, my dad bought his house, his first house, for like 50 grand back in the 70s. And then after him and my mom got married, he sold that house for 275, 300.
Huge
and
profit
all he did was sit on the house. He did nothing. It was new construction when he bought it. He sat on the house for 10 years, whatever it was, and then he made 200 plus grand off just sitting on the house. So I'm like, all right. So I did the math, and I'm looking at it like, if I buy a house now, or if I wait 5 years to buy a house, it's going to be significantly more expensive, and I might as well just buy something now. Suck it up and do it. Still, most of my friends don't own houses. Like all the friends that are making 2, 3, 4, 500K a year, they just rent in the city. They spend $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month to rent an apartment in the city.
So what's your advice on buying real estate? As far as like, if you buy it and you sit, it's going to come, right? Like everyone's worried that the housing market's going to crash. But I feel like if you were to wait for that and it were to happen, we would just have it in 2008. Like no one would buy real estate if we were going downwards.
Right.
So it has to go up, right?
And think of 2008. You're a mortgage guy. It was the wild, wild west.
Yeah.
Back before '08. You could basically write on a piece of paper with a crayon, I make $300,000, and they'd give you a mortgage.
Yeah.
Or you'd say you make 50 grand, they give you a mortgage for 400 grand. And it's like, that was the issue in '08.
Yeah, but now people are saying housing can't keep going up. It's going to become a point where it's unaffordable.
Yeah.
But it has to. That's why people buy homes.
Yeah.
So how do we deal with that?
You buy it. You buy it as soon as possible. Time in the market is better than timing the market. So I bought my first property in 2017. And I bought it for $429,000. It's a 2-family in a city I'd never been to at the time. I just looked at the numbers. It's Salem, Massachusetts, where all the witch trials are. So
They're still happening?
they're still happening. They actually used to happen at the house that I bought. It's definitely haunted. Don't tell my tenants. It's definitely haunted.
If
I lived there
if
for
you're
years.
in a house, this house is haunted. If there's anything I've learned about living in Boston, every single house is haunted.
This house?
Every house here faces a cemetery.
Yeah.
It's an insane thing.
There's one like half a mile down the road.
I've been to houses when we were selling door-to-door solar. Like literally, you knock on doors, turn around from the porch, and there's a cemetery. Like, who's buying these houses?
Funny you say that, because there was basically the same house, probably 2 miles from here, for $150K less. I wanted it so badly. Talked to my fiance. I'm like, babe, this is a huge deal. Like, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. It'd been on the market for 60-ish days. There were no houses across the street. It was a cemetery.
It's crazy.
So I drove by, and like I don't mess with ghosts. Like it's not for me. If a house is haunted, like sage, everything, I much rather have someone come in, break in my house. I'll use my First Amendment, Second Amendment, whatever it is.
Take care of business.
myself.
I'll take care of business.
How do you defend yourself against something that's already dead? You can't.
No.
So unfortunately, we didn't go with that property. But dude, Massachusetts, like this house was built in 1908. My Salem house, 1924, 23, something like that. And then Another one that we were looking at was 1890. And I'm like, I've sold plenty of houses built in the 1800s. It's spooky.
It is spooky.
It's spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we moved back in with parents. You start your real estate grind.
Yeah.
What's that first year? I know that first year sucked. You keep your job and start doing real estate, or you quit everything?
So, funny story. Not a lot of people know this.
Okay.
I left corporate America. Not on my own will. I got fired.
Oh.
Little spite. So, first time sharing this with the public. Now, long story, but it's actually not a long story. I was a young kid. If you bring your car to the dealership, they give you a loaner car. So a lot of dealerships in Massachusetts don't have loaner cars. They get them from the Enterprise or the Hertz or whatever. But they're on circa 90-day payment. So the dealership has 90 days to pay me for the cars that they rent. If they don't pay me, it goes on what's called bad debt. I was basically running my own business. It was just a branch. So I have to do all the accounting, all the collectibles, all that stuff. So my bad debt was really high because I couldn't collect from this one dealership. I'd go in, I'm talking to a finance manager who's making $250, $300 a year, and I'm this 24-year-old kid. I'm like, hey, I need to get paid. He's like, all right, buddy. I'm like, no, like I need to get paid. He's like, okay, sure. So this went on for a few months. I would collect it like after 100 days, 180 days, something like that. So I would get the money, but it shows on my bad debt after 90 days. So one day they called me down to corporate. I had the best customer service scores, or top 3 customer service scores, for like 6 months straight in New England. My sales were through the roof. I was going in thinking I'm getting a promotion to area manager. I was stoked. I'm like, all right, let's go.
I made it.
Go and talk to the regional VP, the regional manager, the area manager, and they're like, so John, you probably think you're doing very well down there, don't you? I'm like, honestly, yeah.
You tell me.
Like, you see, like, the customer service scores here sucked before I came in. Turnover was high. The sales were low. Like, I turned everything around. They're like, yeah, but the last 6 months, your bad debt's been through the roof. It's actually one of the highest bad debts in the region. I was like, oh, that sucks. They're like, yeah, so for that reason, we're gonna have to let you go. I'm like, all right. Now, I was already planning to leave because,
but it just like solidified the I gotta hustle right now.
so now I had to jump into real estate because I
probably
took
a
my
good
real
thing.
estate exam. I was studying for it. I took my real estate exam. I was licensed, and I was trying to do it part time.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna ask you. To anyone who says I can do this part time, what's your statement there?
You can't make any real money part time. If you have a 9-to-5 job that you have to be somewhere physical, you can't do real estate. If you're remote working, if you've been with, like, let's say a tech company, if you're like a customer service rep or maybe even a BDR, where once your tasks are done for the day, you can kind of do your own thing and stay logged on, it's more manageable. I was in a branch at that time, 60 plus hours a week, working 6-7 days a week. I couldn't do it part-time. So depending on your job, you might be able to do it. My advice would be, if you're gonna get into real estate, you're not gonna make money your first year. You're probably not gonna make money your second year. Your third year, you'll start making money.
Now you say not making money, you're saying break even, or you're losing money? Because like real estate's not free.
No. So when I left corporate America, I was making $115,000 at 24, and I had zero savings. I don't know where the money went. I owned the property at the time. I don't know where the money went. They fired me, and my first year in real estate, I made $10,000 before tax. So I went from over 100K to 10 grand, maxed out all my credit cards. I ended up, so I was gonna live in the first floor, 1 bedroom for a while when I first bought the property, house hack it, meaning rent upstairs, live downstairs for a low amount. I didn't have the money, so I moved upstairs, which was a 3 bedroom, rented downstairs. I found 2 roommates on Roomster, just randomly online. They moved in. Then I wasn't making any money, I was going broke, so we had a formal dining room and a living room. So I put a curtain up between the living room and the dining room. I moved in there without a wall. Then I rented out that 3rd bedroom. So I lived for free, and I made like $500 a month off the property, and lived behind a curtain for 3 years while I was trying to make money in real estate.
Yeah.
And it was brutal.
That's gotta suck.
Dude.
Like you own a house and you're living behind a curtain, like that's
with a bunch of strangers. I didn't
Yeah.
know anyone. I just found them online. So think about, yeah, I could lock this door if I had roommates in here. Not a big deal. I have my own privacy. But the curtain was dividing the dining room and the living room. Whenever two of the people worked in the restaurant industry, so when they came back at midnight, 1 a.m., if they brought people back from the restaurant, they'd be in the living room. They'd be watching movies in the living room. Everything going on was just behind a curtain, and I'm like trying to sleep for 3 years. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. But if I didn't do that, I would have quit real estate because I wasn't making any money.
Right.
And I would have had to try to afford the house somehow. So I just did what I had to do, and I was living like a bum.
Well, in real estate, that's a lot of entrepreneurs' first year.
Yeah.
Like, you got to grind and be uncomfortable to get comfortable, and you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And honestly, those are my favorite years. Like, I look back, and the grind is a good time. It sucks in the moment that you hate life.
Yeah.
But like, you look back on it, you're like, that was actually fun. Like, you know, you wanted it.
It was a lot. And actually, I had to pick up a bartending job my first year because while I was living it behind the curtain, because I didn't have any money. So
when did you come out of the curtain?
About 2020, I want to say, 2019.
Which is right when real estate really picked up.
Yeah.
Like things got good.
Right before, because it got real good end of 2020. It got real good when COVID came.
So, do you think if COVID didn't come and the housing market didn't boom and all these things didn't happen, you would still be in it? Do you think you would have made it through?
Yeah, I just made a ridiculous amount of money during COVID.
What is a ridiculous amount of money?
Like pushing 300.
That's solid.
Yeah, it was great. I sold close to 20 million in 2021, right? Yeah, something like that.
So, what was it like that first time you start seeing big checks? What are you doing?
Oh,
you're on a spending spree.
I wasn't saving anything.
No, it's really easy.
Bought a new Lexus. That was wicked smart. Depreciating
asset.
Asset. Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to think. It wasn't new. It was new to me. It was like a year old, but it had like 10,000.
That's new.
So it was new. So that was cool. I was flying down to Miami. Classic.
Yeah.
Hitting space. That was fun.
Tables.
Tables. Lots of tables. What else was I doing? I was
doing everything you shouldn't.
Yeah, literally everything I shouldn't. But when you start making money, for me, like I was busting my ass 60, 70 hours a week to make 60 grand, and then obviously I was making over 100.
Yeah.
But when I first broke 200K, I was just like, oh my God, I'm making like 30 grand a month. I don't know what it was. I don't know if that math is right.
It doesn't at all. But I see what you're saying.
I was like, what do I do with all this money? So I was buying crypto, gambling in crypto too. I lost a shit ton of money. I made a lot of money, but I lost a shit ton of money. I was just doing everything that you shouldn't be doing. I didn't put anything away.
You regret any of it?
No, absolutely not. I do wish I had more money now.
Of course.
Or I guess not right now, but 2 years ago, I wish I had more money.
But I think that's the learning curve. Like, if you don't go through the spend all your money phase, you're just gonna do it when you're too old, and you can't do it.
Ruin my family, get a divorce.
Lose your house.
Yeah.
Then you get divorced. You got to spend half the money that you don't have on the divorce.
Exactly. So I got it out of my system.
Exactly. And now we're making smarter moves.
Yes, we are. Now we're investing.
Yeah. So now we got 2 multifamilies.
Yep. I'm behind. My plan was to buy one every 2 years after my first one. But when I started making all that money, I forgot about that and started living, the fun lifestyle.
And your goals start slipping away fast.
So 7 years of it took me 5 years of, right? Yeah, 5-ish years of making money, 4 years of making good money to be like, all right, let's chill.
So what were your biggest setbacks, and how did you handle those? Biggest failures?
When I first got into real estate, so the thing I always think about is when I first started, I didn't shop around to brokerages. I just went with a kid who was a friend of a friend and talked a big game. He basically pitched the world to me. So I figured I'd go in, I'm gonna make all this money. I have no ceiling. I can make as much money as I want. If I don't make any money, that's on me, because I don't have someone paying me for a 9 to 5. Like
Yeah.
it's literally unlimited income. What they don't tell you is you got to build a book of business. You have to learn sales. So when I first started, my first week, they kind of onboarded me a little bit. And this has nothing to do with my broker at the time. My broker's the man. Love him. Still talk, my original broker. Still talk to him to this day. Like, unbelievable mentor. But he wasn't a cold call guy.
Oh.
He'd been in the business for 40, 50 years at the time, knew everybody. So he just had referrals coming in. I went in, and after my first week, they handed me a list of, 5,000 names and numbers, and was just like smile and dial. I was like, oh, all right, this should be easy. They gave me some
It's humbling.
scripts.
It's not easy. It's humbling.
No, it sucked. I still hate cold calling. I do it, but I hate it. It's easier now. Before, it was just miserable. So they gave me scripts, and I look back at the scripts now, and I'm like, these are pathetic. Like,
Yeah.
there's no like pattern interrupts. Like all the little stuff that you do when you're in sales. There was none of that. It was literally, hey, I'm John from Remax. Do you want to sell your house?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Which, like, you call enough people, that'll work. And it clearly did.
So the list they gave me were all landlords around Boston. So people who owned at least 3 multifamilies, and then up to people who owned over 100 units. So these are all experienced real
And
estate
they
investors.
have a real estate agent.
They all
that
have
they're
real
not
estate
going
agents. I probably spent 2 months calling through this book, just getting told to fuck off every single day, hung up on, like, people were laughing at me and like hanging up, and I was like, and so in my head, I'm like, oh, I'll push through. And like 2-3 months later, I'm like, this is miserable. So then I started doing more research. I should have done it sooner, and started coming up with new ways to present it. So I was like, all right, all these guys have their own agents to sell or help them buy properties. All the real estate agents I talk to, no one does rentals. Everyone hates rentals. So I switched my pitch to, I called them, I was like, hey, my name's John. I run the rental division here at Remax. It's no friggin' rental division, but I run the rental division. We help landlords fill their vacancies, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but the thing is, Boston's a different breed. Most places in the country don't have high rental commissions.
Right.
Which, like, granted, they're not huge here, but, like, you're making like a few $100 in California being a renting agent.
Yeah.
Here, you actually make like, it's a month of rent, right?
Up until August 1st.
Yeah, up until recently, which good, because, like,
Well,
it just
yeah.
outprices
Good
the
for
market
renters.
for renters.
Yeah.
But, yeah, anyways.
So then I was getting hung up on for that. I'm like, what the hell? Why aren't they taking me up on my offer? And then all I did was add the word free in there, no cost to you. I was like, hey, we filled landlords' rentals, no cost for you. You don't have to talk to tenants. You don't have to deal with tire kickers. We do everything. And then I started renting apartments. And I didn't make a lot.
Rent with Ladas.
Yeah. I made maybe 30 grand, and I was stoked. I was like, all right, I just made 30 grand rented. So that was like the equivalent of 15 to 20 rentals that I did, just from cold calling people, which is great. But the biggest hurdle was not quitting in those first 2 or 3 months, because I had days where I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm like throwing the phone across the room.
You don't want to make another call.
Went through a couple monitors. I was so pissed, so aggravated. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Why did I do this? And caveat, I turned down a big dental sales job to get into real estate, because I was like, oh yeah, these guys are going to pay me 200 grand a year, but I can make double that in real estate.
Yeah.
So then I was pissed the whole time. I was like, I should have just gone with the dental company. What am I thinking? But I didn't give up, and I pushed through it. But that was probably the toughest time for me, because I was broke, living behind the curtain, working nights at the bar, and trying to cold call people at 20, 25, 26. I don't know how old I was at the time. Trying to cold call people, and they just didn't want anything to do with me.
So we pushed through that. We get through the good times, and obviously, me and you both know it. We had some bad times.
Yeah.
When the market changed, both of our worlds got turned upside down,
Yep.
and we both met doing something we didn't really want to.
That's for sure.
So, like, what was going on in that moment where you're like, you finally get some steam going, and then the rug gets pulled?
Yep. It was, COVID was like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
I was,
Like, you couldn't not make money.
yeah, I couldn't not make money. Like, I was taking time off, and my phone was blowing up when I was on the beach in Miami, and it was like, hey, can you help us buy a house? I'm like, Sure.
Yeah, you're the epitome of the guy on a surfboard with his laptop.
That was me.
Yeah.
It was like I couldn't take a break. I went down to Miami one July and it was miserable because I don't like the heat. So my first time down there in the summer. So I was inside while the sun was up because I couldn't go outside. I was dying. I was inside and I was just on my laptop the whole time, and all my buddies were out on the beach. They were out by the pool. I'm like, hold on, like I got leads. I have to follow up with these people. So.
But that's like a huge perk of any self-employed job. You can take any vacation you want when you want to.
Yep.
But you're not working. And I think that's a really hard pill to swallow. It really is hard in relationships.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you want to go on vacation with your significant other.
Yeah.
The amount of phone calls I got to take at dinners and stuff. Now it's better. Now I'm at the point in my career where I pick and choose my clients. I'll text a client unless it's something like super important.
Right.
I'd be like, hey, can't talk right now. Can I call you in an hour or whatever?
Yeah.
And I'll call them back. But at the time, like
10 grand's calling.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, I need the money. Like I got to pay for this trip.
Gotta pay for this dinner we're at right now.
Exactly. I'm like, and like we weren't going to anything crazy, but like Capitol Grill, Del Frisco's, they're not cheap, but not like
You're not
$1,000 dinner.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was $1,000 with booze, but still. So it was a big change when all of a sudden all the free leads stopped. Basically, I do most of my business off social media. So I don't have a huge following. I have, under 2,000 followers. And you don't need 1 million followers to do business off social media because people just see your stuff and they text you or DM you.
And on top of that, you're just really good at what you do, so people have no problem referring you, which is also huge. Like your customer service and like your personality goes really far.
And that's one thing I worked from Enterprise Holdings, learned from Enterprise Holdings. Customer service, I was always the best at customer service, and that's what I brought over in my real estate career. That's what got me so successful because so many agents just push properties down people's throats and they max out their budgets. And I sit down with my clients and I'm like, look, if this is a forever home, you can pay $700K for it. If you're gonna outgrow this in 5 to 7 years, we should probably stay at $650 because there's a chance you're not going to make your money back if you try to sell it in 5 to 7 years.
You take time with them, build a relationship.
Yeah,
and trust.
Exactly. So I'm not just in it for a check. I actually treat my clients like with great customer service, and it goes a long way, and I get a lot of referrals from it. But that like customer service is super, super important, and most people just look at it as a transaction.
Yeah, but repeat business is the key to success. If you can get someone to come back to you and refer them your family and friends and all this stuff, you like for one, that's free marketing. That's a free lead.
Exactly.
People don't look at the fact that like you paid, let's just say you have some marketing stuff, you paid $1,000 to acquire that lead and close it, but every time you close a house for them or their friends or family, that cost starts turning negative. You start making money on the cost of that lead.
Exactly. Yeah, referrals are so important. My follow-up game is shit. Like
my follow-up game doesn't exist.
Like, I need to follow up with clients from 5-10 years ago. I need to, and it's just I haven't worked that into my business yet.
All the time. I guarantee you're like, they don't even remember who I am.
They don't want it. Why does anyone want to hear from their realtor? But then I think back to it, and I'm like, oh, they had me over for a cookout. Like I went to the kid's graduation. Like I was more than just a sales guy to them. Like I was actually not part of the family, but I was close to those clients.
Well, you never know. They might still have that closing gift you gave them in their kitchen or something. Like they might think about you all the time. They're like, well, this guy didn't follow up with me. I'm gonna hit my buddy.
Well, that's why I don't just get them a bottle of booze. I get them like a custom knife with my information on it, my phone number, my name. But I'll get them like Cutco a knife set. Cost me $500-600, but they're gonna keep that forever. It's literally a lifetime warranty, so it's always in their kitchen. People spend the most time in their kitchen. So
every time they cook, they're thinking about Ladas.
Exactly. Lunch with Ladas.
Lunch with Ladas.
Dinner with Ladas. Everything's with me.
Yeah, you need to start a catering company.
I know.
You just need to start all these companies with Ladas.
That's one thing I've always done too. I'm really good at starting businesses 0 to 1. Once I get them started, all right, I'm bored, and I leave. I'm like, all right, done.
Yeah, but you know how to brand.
Yeah.
Like branding is huge. So let's go back to where we were.
Where were we?
We were at leads aren't free.
Leads aren't free.
Leads are dry.
Oh, dude. Leads are so dry, especially right now. Every single 90% of people I talk to right now, I'm waiting for the market to change. I'm waiting for rates to go down. And it's like, I've probably posted 10 reels, 100 stories talking about stop waiting for rates to go down. Because I lived through 2021.
Yeah.
When rates dropped, it was all hell broke loose. I was selling properties, I sold 2 properties for over 100K over asking, and multiple for 50 plus over asking. And it was just gone in the first weekend.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're not gonna get back to 2.5%, but people I talk to now, they're like, oh yeah, I wanna wait for 5%. I'm like, I just talked to 50 people this month that said the same exact thing. If I'm talking to 50 people that are saying that, what about the other 100,000 realtors that are out there? They're talking to 50 people. So now there's 5 million people waiting for rates to drop. What's gonna happen when rates drop? That 500K house is gonna get bid up to 575, 600, 630, 640.
Well, that's even if you can get the foot in the door.
Right.
Because now it's going to get bid up, but also there's 50 people with you. The odds of you getting this house is crazy.
Yep.
But we're still too far in the future with this conversation here.
Yeah,
You had to make a decision of leads are dry. I need to do something else.
Yeah, and that's when I found door-to-door sales, and that was brutal. But I was looking at my real estate business, and I was gassed, like so burnt out from 2020, 2021, little 2022. It was right, yeah. Dude, I just worked 70 plus hours a week, but I was working 7 days a week. So Monday through Friday, I'm talking to people. Saturday, Sunday, I'm showing properties. And I'm not working a full 10 hours Saturday and Sunday, but I'm still working 5-6 hours. So by the time I get home, it's like I'm exhausted and I got to do it again Sunday with no days off. I was like, this sucks. I just went from making close to 300K to this year I'm on track to making like 110. And I'm like, I got to do double the work now to get less money from the last 2 years. Like maybe I got to take a break. So I didn't take a break, I just scaled back.
Right.
But a buddy of mine worked for Sunrun, and he was like, he showed me his checks. And he's like, I worked 6 months last year, and I made $400,000. Wait a second, what? He's like, yeah. And he's showing me his checks, showing me his W-2. He made like $585,000. I'm like, 6 months. He goes, yeah. I worked 6 months here, and then I just fucked off and took trips around the country in the winter. And I was like, damn, that sounds great. Like, can I just do it like part-time because I still have my real estate business? Yeah, sure. So, made the jump, went over to Sunrun, met my boy, and
We struggled through that together. We struggled through that hard together.
That was so difficult. It just wasn't for me. Like, the rejection was fine. Like, I'm used to rejection, but there's something different about walking up to someone's door, knocking on it, interrupting their dinner. Like, I felt bad doing it. It wasn't that if I didn't care about that part, like, again, I don't know if it's the customer service aspect of me, but no one's home at noontime. Everyone's home at 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. And then I'm putting myself in their shoes. I'm like, if someone knocks on my door at 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, I'm not answering that shit.
But there was one thing I learned a ton from there is this: we had the wrong mindset. It was, I'm here to save you money. I'm here to do you a favor.
100%.
Instead of, I'm interrupting your dinner.
Yep.
Hard to make that mindset change. But mindset is everything when you're starting a business.
Yep.
Like, you got to be a pest. You have to be uncomfortable and, like, just do what you need to do.
Yeah. And in real estate, I don't think of it that way. I'll call you at 5:30 when I know you're eating dinner because I know you're home. But I'm calling you because I'm going to tell you, hey, your neighbor just sold their house for XYZ. Have you had any thoughts about selling in the near future? No. Okay. What's the best email for you? I'll send you updates on anything that changes in your market that can either increase or decrease your home value. That's something you're interested in, right?
Yeah.
Well, easy. I couldn't get into that type of mindset with door-to-door sales. And on top of that, they had quotas to hit, which I didn't know. No one told me they had quotas. I thought I could go in there, sell a system a month, I'd be good to go. And I sold I don't know, I made like 60 grand in 6 months. So my first 2 months I didn't do anything. So I made 60 grand in 4 months. And that was sick.
Yeah.
But then
Kept the lights on.
my quota was, I don't remember what it was, but I wasn't hitting quota. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like this. Like, can't I just work part-time? They're like, no. But that also gave me a whole different outlook on sales, because these door-to-door guys,
monsters.
Monsters, bro. These guys are so impressive in, I don't want to call them tactics, the strategies they use. I was like, the psychology behind it, I use that in real estate now.
I use that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
It changed my life.
Yeah, changed my life. Now it was super impressive. It was a lot of work, and it just wasn't for me because I always go back to real estate. I love real estate. I'm obsessed with real estate. All I talk about is real estate. I don't even watch sports. Like, sure, I'll watch the Sox games or a Bruins game, but like, I don't follow sports. I follow the real estate market. If I'm at a party, I'm talking real estate. Someone's talking football, and I'm like, yeah.
And you're like, what
look
about,
at
what about the MLS?
Now, what if you bought this house and we put a huge screen TV in the basement and you could watch every football game? It's like, I always go back to real estate. So that was a very interesting time that we struggled through together. I'm glad I did it. No regrets. My real estate sales took a little hit from working that all the time. But
we're back, baby.
We're so back.
We're back.
Yeah. We had a
Both of
lot
us.
of fun.
Honestly, the relationships I made in that office changed my life forever.
Yep.
I have no regrets ever doing it, but I'm glad to be back doing what I know best, and I know you are too.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see both of us from struggling to pay a $100 bar tab a few years ago to $100 as pocket change.
Yep. I know.
And it's been a big change.
It has been. It's been crazy, honestly. And watching the real estate market change, it's crazy. So I have like this mindset where I'm trying to get better at gratitude because I blink and 10 years have passed.
Yeah.
And like I don't.
And every
think
year I
back
get
on what
older,
I
that
do.
year goes by faster.
Yeah, it does. So I've been trying to get really good at gratitude, and whenever I'm struggling and I'm not doing well in my head, like I'm super hard on myself. So
Can I interest you in a lip pillow?
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
No, absolutely.
Whenever I'm struggling and not doing well, and I'm super, super hard on myself, always have been. Like let's say I hit 18 million in sales. I'm like, why the fuck didn't I hit 20? Where's that last 20? Like, what did I do wrong? So now I'm trying to change my mindset because it'll put me in a real bad mood whenever I'm hard on myself, where I look back to high school me or enterprise me, and I'm like, would I be proud of where I am today?
I saw something the other day, and it was Austin 2 years ago would be so excited to see Austin today.
Yep.
Like, all he would want to do is be in that position. So you got to sit in the moment and realize how much like progress you've made and just be happy. Granted, growth always needs to happen. You always need to be pushing for better for yourself.
Yep.
But you also have to sit back and look at the times where all you would want is a portion of what you have now.
Exactly.
High school you, 2 multifamilies, tripping.
High school me, that was.
You just wanted a rack of beer.
Honestly. College me, even enterprise me. College me and enterprise me. Enterprise me was college me just with a lot more money. And I spent it all of it. Like I don't think I started saving money until 2023.
I don't think I started saving money until like 6 months ago.
Yeah, literally. But it's crazy. So the gratitude thing has helped me out a lot. And I just started that probably like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like a world of difference because I'll get worked up. I'm like, you fucked up that call. You should have said X, Y, and Z. Like, you're better than this, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm like, when I first started calling, I'm like, hey, hello, sir. Can I sell your house?
This is John. Are you looking to sell?
Yeah.
No? Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Have a great day. I'm so sorry.
I don't even get through one no. Now I'm taking 4 or 5 no's to the chin. Sometimes people get pissed off and they hang up on me. I'm like, all right, well, that's one step closer to a yes.
Yeah.
So it's changed a lot, grown a lot, which is great. I mean, just the fact that I'm engaged is big change.
Oh, I knew you 2 years ago, and you were already in a committed relationship, but I could see where 5 years ago, John, I'd be looking at you like, you're not getting engaged, you're crazy.
No, my friends were very
Impressed?
impressed.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
They were shocked.
Yeah.
They were like,
But we love Laura.
we do.
Laura's great.
She's a frickin' angel.
Wedding is in 4 days. I'm actually just amazed that you even made time to do this when you have a million things to do right now. But, you know, the boys got to get together.
Bro, you flew all the way out here just to interview me. Like nothing else.
Nothing else.
Came here for 1 day and you're flying back
Yeah.
to California tonight, right?
Yeah, funny thing, I'm not coming to the wedding. This is all just a ploy to get another episode out.
Oh, that's so selfish.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, welcome to salespeople.
Yeah, just pay me back for your meal. I'll eat it.
Nah. You'll eat it.
Yeah.
That's the problem, is you'll eat both
Oh.
meals and you'll be happy. You'll be like, you know, I'm so
100.
happy that asshole isn't here.
Dude.
So,
It's-
what's your future like? You're gonna be married before this episode even comes out. So you got a wife,
Got a wife,
you got 2 houses.
2 houses,
What's next?
more houses. Luckily, my wife, soon-to-be wife, is the version of me that I've been striving for the last 10 years, where it's she saves, she's responsible with money, she doesn't party, and she wants to set her future up for success. So now that I have her, we're an unbelievable team because I'm way up here. I'm always dreaming, I'm always trying new stuff. And she's not way down here, but she brings me my head out of the clouds a little bit and
She's
knocks down
conservative.
to reality. But she's like, calm down. This is the 3rd idea you had this week. Let's go back to 6 months ago to those 37 ideas. And how about you execute on your Airbnb idea instead of starting another Amazon FBA?
Yeah, let's just execute one idea.
Right. So for the future, this property we overpaid for purposely because I know exactly where this market's going. They're doing a 200-unit development about a quarter mile from here downtown. We are 100 yards to the train station. We're 4 miles from the beach, and we're right on the Hingham line. Hingham is all like $1 million houses. So there's a new law in that. I'm getting into the weeds. Anyways, we're gonna turn this into condos eventually, sell them out. We'll probably have to live here for 3 years, most likely. I'd like to live here for 1 and then buy another multifamily.
Well, that's the Laura side coming on you. She's like, one ain't happening.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not big, but it's a 3-bedroom.
Yeah.
So it's townhouse style. So we can grow into this, but I don't save 20% down when we buy properties. I take on as much debt as possible, as long as we can make the numbers work. With our income together, it makes sense.
Right.
So I would like to leave here within 2 years, buy another multifamily, live there. We're gonna have our first kid within the next 2 years, like bring him or her into this world within 2 years. And then we're gonna start trying for a second kid. By the time we have a second kid, we're most likely gonna have a single family. I'm not a big fan of single families, but
We know you're not a big fan of. Well,
I love my
I know
multifamilies.
you don't like single families.
So we'll probably buy 1 or 2 more multifamilies as owner occupants. Then we'll go to single family, and then we'll end up buying a multifamily every 3 years, so we could save up that 200-ish thousand to put down on a multifamily. So for the future, within the next 10 years, I want another 20 units, essentially 2 units per year, but I want to get a couple larger buildings, a 5-unit and 8-unit. So I'm gonna be doing that. May or may not start my own brokerage.
It's a lot of work.
I got a couple. It is a lot of work, a lot of liability. I don't mind being a solo agent. I'm on a team right now, but I ran a team for a while. A lot of responsibility. Most people don't work hard enough. Like I would have my agents come to me. I think I had 17 agents, 18 agents, and they would come to me like, "I'm not making any money, John. What the hell?" I'm like, "How many calls today did you make?" 2, 0. That's why you're not making any money, because you're not putting in the work. So I don't know if I want that responsibility again, especially if it's a brokerage. But if I start my own brokerage and I'm the only agent, then I keep 100% of my commission.
Right.
That might be worth it. So haven't figured that out yet. I'm gonna be buying a couple Airbnbs. I'd like to buy a boutique hotel. I don't know where that's gonna be. We're probably 7-ish years out from buying a hotel. And we're gonna buy our own dental practice. Since Laura's a dentist, we've been looking, running the numbers, hopefully buy a dental office within the next 10 years.
Yeah.
And I may take a step back from real estate and run that for the first few years You just have it be a family business and do real estate on the side. Haven't decided yet, but
bullshit, but love to hear it.
Yeah, I think.
So we got big plans.
Yeah. Oh, dude. And I got a lot of other ones that are in my mind, but like Laura says, I got to focus on the stuff that's the most important and not worry about that stuff. Like dumpster company, always wanted to start a dumpster company.
I think we've talked about starting a dumpster company.
We have. So the Turo stuff, buy cars, rent them on Turo.
That shit doesn't work.
The fees are too high.
No.
So we got a lot of big plans.
How old are you now?
33.
33. So you've done a lot in your 33 years. You've done a lot in 10 years.
Yeah, the last 10 years since I got into real estate have been huge. The first multifamily I bought was at 25. I wish I bought more right after it, but I wasn't responsible with my money. It is what it is. Can't regret it.
No, you're having fun.
So yeah, I've done a lot. I've experienced a lot, and the knowledge I have in my head about real estate is just stupid.
It's disgusting.
Like, I'll walk around a house with a client and I'll point something out, and I'm like, how did I know that?
I mean, dude, I'm not even in your market anymore. I'm across the country, and I still call you for real estate advice because I know that you're like, I work with a lot of real estate agents, and you're still the smartest one I know.
And
it's impressive. So, proud of you.
That's the other thing. I don't like most real estate agents.
I hate them.
Not as people, but as real estate agents.
Yeah.
You can throw a rock and hit a real estate agent. Everyone has a sister's
I'm a real estate agent.
See? How ridiculous is that?
Yeah.
Who would trust you with real estate?
I wouldn't trust me with real estate.
So I don't know. That's why I've stayed. So I never thought I'd be a real estate agent. Fun fact. I only became an agent because I wanted to learn how to invest, and I figured the best way to be a good investor is to sell houses. Then I realized I was really good at it, so I just stayed. And then probably 5 years ago, I was like, all right, time for me to just go invest. And I think the main reason why I stayed in real estate was because there's so many bad real estate agents out there. I felt like an obligation or a duty to bring good customer service to real estate. Because most agents that I do deals with, not most, but a lot of agents I do deals with, they just suck. And it's like, I feel bad because I think of my parents, and I treat every client like they're my parents. Would I let my parents buy this house? Would I let my parents pay this much?
Well, I actually said this morning. I was talking to a client, and I was like, I wouldn't do a deal for you that I wouldn't do for myself.
Right.
And it's the best way to look at it.
Right.
And people hear that and they respect it.
Yeah. I just put a deal under contract in Somerville, right outside of Boston, for $1.4 million, a two-family. And my clients were like, oh, that's a lot of money. And they underpriced the house, but I told them, I was like, I would buy this up to 1.45. Like 1.5 is probably what it's worth, but I would pay 1.45. You're still getting a deal. And we weren't even the highest offer, and we ended up getting them the accepted offer because of all our contingencies and whatnot. But it goes back to that where it's like, yeah, I'm not making a huge dent in the real estate market, but at the same time, I could change someone's life for the better versus if they got a bad agent and it screwed up their entire life and they paid too much for the house, they lost their job, had to sell it, they lose 50 grand on the house because of whatever. So I feel like a duty to be a good agent in a sea of subpar agents at best.
So I got two last questions for you, and then we're gonna go start tearing down some walls. I know you're done doing that, but I want to tear down a wall, so we're doing it. So big stigma behind becoming a real estate agent. It's like becoming a firefighter. Everyone just says it's the easiest cop out.
Yep.
What was your support system like? Like, were you getting a lot of shit for that? Like, were your friends supportive? How did you deal with it?
No one was really supportive. Like, my parents kind of were. So my parents always want what's best for me. The plan out of college was for me to go to law school, become an attorney.
God, I'd hate to have you as my attorney.
I'd be a great attorney.
You would be a great attorney.
I like to argue. So if I went to trial, it'd be great, but I hate to read. So I didn't go to law school because I hate...
You're illiterate as hell.
I hate reading. I hate it. And now I do contracts for a living.
Yeah.
But my parents were somewhat supportive. They weren't not supportive, but they were like... My dad was pissed that I turned down a $200K plus sales job. It was like a guaranteed 100 grand plus 100 grand commission. He wasn't very happy that I turned that down to go 100% commission, sell houses. My mom was like, oh, honey, you'll be great at it. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Friends, not very supportive, just because I don't know if it's a stigma around real estate agents, but it's kind of like, oh, used car salesman.
Yeah.
No offense to used car salesman, but used car salesman. So I didn't really have any direct support. I didn't have anyone like cheer me on, so it was kind of just me versus me, and I was in my own head the whole time, and I was like, oh, I gotta fucking prove these people wrong.
Yeah.
So it was super difficult, and it wasn't easy. People say they get into real estate and they want to be an entrepreneur to make their own schedule. You don't make your own schedule. Like, that's so false.
The schedule's made for you.
Yeah, so 9 to 5, I don't have to work. But before 9 a.m., before my clients go to work, I'm talking to them. After 5 p.m., when they get home from work, I'm talking to them. So realistically, I'm working 7 to 10.
Yeah.
And 9 to 5, I just prospect, basically. But it's so false that, oh, I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to have my own schedule. It was really difficult to start. I guess starting wasn't that difficult. It was really difficult to stay in it.
Yeah.
Because when shit wasn't going my way, and it definitely wasn't, like, I have terrible luck all the time, but I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm already here. If I can always go back to a corporate job. Like,
I feel like when your friends aren't supportive, though, it's the best thing. Because you're like, I'm gonna prove you wrong.
yeah.
I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna show all of you in
None of
5
my-
years where I'm gonna be.
Almost none of my friends own houses. Almost. The ones that do, I sold them to them. And the ones that bought houses without me, fuck you. But you know who you are. But I was like, these guys are just doing what I've been doing my whole life. They work, they go out to the clubs, they spend money, they drink, they spend money, they go on
wait for
trips, they
Friday's
spend money.
paycheck.
Exactly. They live for the weekends. Me, I haven't had a weekend off. I've had weekends off, but I've worked weekends my entire life. Restaurant business, enterprise, real estate.
Yeah.
Always,
all weekend
so
jobs.
I don't know what it's like to just chill on the weekends. But back to support system. Didn't really have it. My parents were supportive because they're always supportive of me no matter what I do, as long as I'm not fucking up. But they definitely wanted me to go to a more secure route. Now they love it. They're like,
Yeah.
congratulations, like, you're super successful in real estate. Like, we're very happy for you. We're glad you were able to do it. They were never like,
But that's the struggle that always happens with the support system.
Yeah.
No one's supportive until you're making it.
exactly. And then
People love
another
to talk.
funny thing is people love to come up. Like, people love when you're grinding, you're working 15-hour days, 7 days a week, but then you actually start becoming successful, more successful than them, and then they start hating on you.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone loves to root for the underdog, but then once you make it, everyone changes. They're like, oh,
Big money John over
yeah,
here.
you got time to hang out. You got time to come down to Plymouth and hang out with us for once. Oh my God.
Oh my
'Cause
God.
I'll go.
You're gonna cover this bill, right?
Yeah, I'll go 6 months without seeing any of my boys from home, and then I'll just show up because I'm like, oh, I got all my clients under contract.
Yeah.
Sick. And they're like, oh, nice of you to join us. This is what happened over the last 6 months. So it's tough, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna die alone. I know that's dark, but I'm gonna die alone. Who cares how people think of me between now and then?
Yeah.
Like, obviously I don't want to be known as a scumbag, and I'm not. Like, I'm a very loyal person, good person, but I just look at it like it's my life. I can do whatever I want. Yeah, I don't have time to go out and party every weekend. I don't party every weekend anymore anyway. I've grown up a little bit. So it was tough to stay in it, but I'm glad I did. It's not for the faint of heart.
So, closing question here. What's your advice to someone who's stuck in their 9 to 5 right now that wants to either follow in your shoes or do something on their own? What's your one life advice?
Always go for it, always. But you have to be strategic. So I think it depends on the scenario, the situation that they're in. Let's say you're married with kids, you have a family that you have to support. Probably shouldn't just up and leave your corporate job and try to start something from scratch if you don't have savings. So prep for it. I didn't prep for it. Save up some money, talk to your spouse. This is what I want to do. Set a date. If you set a hard date, you're either going to get it done in time because you know, oh, if I don't get it done in time, I quit, and I'm not a quitter, so you'll be motivated to actually figure it out. you got to find a way to go for it, because 9 to 5 is great, but you're so limited. It's secure until it's not secure, because
You can still get fired.
you can get fired. Look at me.
Layoffs, flat firing.
I had phenomenal numbers across the board except for one number. One number got me
even
fired.
outside of that, that company can go under, and now you're just, it's not even in your control. The only thing you
Exactly.
have control over is what you can do for yourself.
Right. And my grandfather always told my dad, work for yourself. My dad always told me, work for myself. And he told me that when I was going to be an attorney. But it goes for anything. If you want to work for yourself, it's going to be blood, sweat, and tears. You need to want it. Like,
Yeah.
you can't be half in, half out. You can't have a backup plan. Like, you have to burn the boats, like 100% in. If you're young, if you're under 35, no family, meaning no kids to support,
Take that risk.
take the risk, man, because regret, one of my biggest fears is regret. I'm going to look back at my life and be like, I should have done X, Y, and Z.
And it happens fast.
I was too much of a pussy to take the leap. It happens super fast. Like 33, yeah, I'm still a baby, but like my 20s, long gone. And I can't remember most of the things I did in my 20s because they weren't memorable. Like, yeah, I partied a lot. I went on cool trips. I bought a multifamily, but outside of that, like, I didn't build anything.
Yeah.
Like, I started building a portfolio, sure, but outside of that, I didn't build anything. So, do I want my next 10 years to look like my last 10 years? You gotta ask yourself that. But if you want to get into real estate, if you want to be a real estate agent, it fucking sucks at first. It's like by far the hardest thing I've ever done. It was brutal. I got through it, which was great, but you gotta be prepared to eat shit for a while, and then hopefully you make it out the other side. But go for it. Go for it strategically. Don't just jump into it like an idiot. You got a plan for it, but go after whatever you want to do. If it's in the back of your mind, it's in your mind for a reason. You can't think an impossible thought. It's impossible. So if you're thinking something, that is possible. Most likely someone else has done it, so you can do it. You just got to be strategic and do it the right way.
Love it. Well, I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Love
bro.
this podcast fee we got for the day.
Yep. Our lawn chairs. These
Yeah,
are
lawn
great.
chairs straight from the hardware store.
Walmart.
Walmart.
Yep.
Great place.
Yep.
But it's a blast. I'm excited to get married. I love seeing you grind and making it.
Thanks,
and
bro.
to many more years where we can have fun.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you having me on. This is
Of course.
sick.
If you haven't yet, we've got some new merch over here. That's the wrong side. This one, I don't know, kind of limited edition.
This
might
is
not,
limited
might
edition.
not come out.
Yeah, no, this is just for me. No one else can get this.
Check
Sorry.
the store.
Check the store. Thank you.
Thank you. To everyone who made it to the end, I appreciate you and all the support you've given so far. Stay tuned for weekly episodes. And if you know anyone who might be a good candidate for the show, please drop it in the comments below or shoot me a DM.